Andy, we exit the Scottish Communities Cup here with a 2-1 defeat at home to Pollok. What are your first thoughts on today's game?
I think probably the overriding thought is tinged with disappointment, isn't it? I think it was such a big day for everybody associated with the club, committee, supporters, the players probably most of all. I think sort of the game's a bit of a scrappy game, isn't it? I think there's not much between the two teams, which is credit to us, obviously being two divisions below. But yeah, disappointed to come out on the wrong side of it. Cup football's all about going through, and Paul would be delighted to be in the next round and we find ourselves in.
Not many chances really in the first half in particular, like you say, it was scrappy at times. Did you think that the players maybe took a little while to settle into the game? We don't see a crowd here too often.
Yeah, I think, it's no secret that we've got a lot of young boys in that dressing room, and for probably 70% of them, 80% of them, it's probably the biggest crowd that they've played in front of. And I thought, if I'm being honest, that MD that watches us regularly will know that we probably weren't at our best in the first half. But I think aside from the mistake, Jai makes a mistake. Listen, I'm not going to sit and highlight the mistake, because I think he shows great character to respond to that, and he actually has a decent game. But aside from that mistake, we get in at 0-0, which was the game plan, and effectively we would then look to go and win it in the second half. But listen, that mistake happens. We were probably more disappointed with the fact that we didn't ask any questions of them in the first half. We thought the quality in the final third was quite poor, and we thought we could have offered more, and that's probably a belief thing. I think for me, I wish the players believed more in their ability. What we see at training, there's bags and bags of ability in that dressing room, and sometimes on a Saturday they don't show that, and that's probably the frustrating thing for us in terms of the overall game. I think we could have took the game to Pollok a bit more.
First half in particular, Conor Hamilton was quite isolated, and when he was winning his duels in the air, it was rare that someone was kind of in a decent distance to maybe back him up. But that really improved straight away in the second half. Really, what was the message at half time?
Yeah, so I think that point, and not in isolation, there's other points, but that point probably was one of the main things we focused on the first half. I think Hammy battles well without having anybody really near him, but I think again I refer to the game plan and the tactic was to stay in the game, and I think quite obviously we were sitting a wee bit deeper, which meant that Conor was a bit isolated. He didn't, we said at half time, we said at the end of the game, he didn't really get a sniff the full game. He didn't get, we're sort of waiting on that one chance that would fall to him, that we know he's got the ability to put in the back of the net, but he just didn't get that chance today. And I think part of that was potentially because we were more focused in trying to keep a clean sheet on the other side. We weren't as fluent in attack as we usually are.
The second goal then kind of kills the tie maybe, and now Nathan Maryhill comes off the bench and scores a great goal. Yeah. It's kind of a what if moment. If that's 5-10 minutes earlier, it kind of gives you a bit of time, but really responded really well even after going 2-0 down, to be fair. Yeah,
so I think the second goal, it's really good from the boy McCann in the wide area, and then puts a lovely ball into the box, and McHugh gets on the end of it. His movement in the box is different class, and to be fair, it's a good header and a bit of a sucker punch for us, because I felt that we changed the shape, and when we did change the shape we got a bit of joy, we got a bit closer to Hammy. We started getting on the ball in the middle of the park, and we started to get in between their centre halves and full backs, and I thought for the first 30 minutes, probably don't know when they scored, but I thought until they scored we were on top in the game. I was disappointed again with the quality in the final third. A few chances that we did have we didn't take, but the response, even to going 2-0 down, I think we then have the better chances to see the game out. But listen, I said it at the start, cup football's all about going through. Pollok will not be caring how they've done it. They're into the next round, and it's probably a case of what if for us.
We've a week off now next weekend. Probably a silly question, would you prefer to be kind of back into the business in the league? Yeah,
I think after the defeat, it's something that we've really focused on this year. I think last year, after a couple of defeats, we went into a bit of a bad cycle, and we maybe lost games consecutively, but I think this year we've really focused on bouncing back, and we have done that, to be fair. We've had a few disappointments, off the top of my head, Bellshill, Greenock, and the weeks after we've bounced back and came back and won. So Yeah, we would like to have a game. We don't. It's also a chance for the players to reset. You know, it's been a bit busy first half of the season. We've had a lot of big games. I think if you look at the 4 games that are coming up after the 3 week next week, there's 2 in the cup to opposition that are in higher leagues, which are big games for the players, and then there's 2 really tough league games in Maryhill and Threave, I think. So listen, October's a big month. We've got we had 3 tough cup ties in terms of Pollok, Cumbernauld and Beath now in the south, so we want to try and get through in at least one of them, and we want to then go into Maryhill and Threave in terms of the league form and continue that form that we've shown. But we'll let the boys rest, and they'll get next weekend off. We'll be back in the following Monday to prepare for Cumbernauld, and yeah, I'd hope that they learn a lot of lessons for today in terms of the most valuable one is just having a bit of belief in their own ability, and we're really going to take the game to Cumbernauld.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Andy.
Cheers, thanks.